Greetings, my friends, and welcome to Once Upon a Pipe. Well, I am running around with my wife, who does not want to join me. She's sitting right next to me, though, but she's like, nah, I don't think I want to be on today, so that's all right. I am fixing to enjoy a Hampton House blend by Joe Hampton Jr. And the name of this blend is called Foreplay. And I also have with me my Deer Antler Pipe Tamper by Matt Reed. What a great work of art. I literally, Matt, if you're listening, watching, or whatever, man, I've carried this with me every single day since I've received it. So it literally stays in my front pocket, along with my pipe lighter and my pipe tool and this. And today I have this wonderful eBay Find Meerschaum. I've had this for several years now. I don't know, man, at least maybe even as long as 10 years. Not sure if it goes back that far, but it almost looks like a leave-in cleave pipe. If you're looking at it like this, kind of the same shape, but it's actually a really small pipe, and you can see that as I compare it to the tamper. So it's a good looking pipe, smokes well. Like I said, it's an eBay find, but it works. So my beloved might have to roll the window down. It's fixing to get smoky in here. Oh yeah. What a wonderful blend. Joe, you did good on this one. I really like the Foreplay. It's a very, very nice English blend, sir. Well, not a lot going on in these days, except that in the state of Kentucky, here in the Bluegrass, we are recovering from some major flooding that has taken place over the past week or two. We've been hit really, really, really hard with floods. So two of my sons, Dalton and Dexter, they're at Bible quizzing now, but afterwards they're going to a place called High Bridge, and they're going to be helping people in the High Bridge community, cleaning up trash and debris and stuff like that from the flooding. Some of those people, man, just got completely wiped out down there and down by Camp Nelson. Really, really tragic. I mean, there were some trailers down by Camp Nelson completely underwater, like you couldn't even see them. Just the footage of that is just absolutely devastating. So we're recovering from the floods and hoping that we'll get decent enough dry weather to where all of the water can recede and people can get back on their cleanup and try to get back to a quote normal life. But for those who had everything wiped out, I don't even know where they're going to begin. I know our prayers are certainly with them. Because of the flooding, not the most recent flooding, but flooding from I think it was either earlier in the year or the end of last year, Kentucky has been declared a disaster state. So that meant that yesterday, April 15th, when taxes were due, they were not due for Kentuckians. We have been extended some grace until November 30th of this year. So I filed my personal taxes, got that taken care of last month, but I did not do it for the business, and but it's not a big deal. Just have to pay $175 to the state of Kentucky, and that's it. Anyways, I'm thinking about all of this crazy weather and how much that has just affected things around our area. And it's an overnight change. You know, you wake up, you go to work, and by the end of the day, depending on where you live, your life is completely different. And that can be a hard thing to wrestle with. So just makes me think how much and how often we need to count our blessings every day. I mean, we shouldn't ever take for granted being able to come home to a house that's intact, being able to have food on the table, being able to have clothes on our back, being able to have transportation. I remember driving last week with my boss. We were going around, and we were trying to get to a job site. The road was completely shut down at one point because it was underwater, and on the other end where the water was reaching the road, there was a car that looked like it tried to go through and didn't make it, and it was buried. So, you know, I'm just thankful to have good transportation, and what a reminder to count our blessings every day, guys. We do not know what the day holds for us. So just want to encourage you, just take that time and be grateful for what you have. Count those blessings. I was talking to a friend of mine that works with us, and what's interesting is that he has lived in the United States about 10 years, and he's coming from Cuba. Man, oh man, you talk about counting your blessings. He had a completely different take on life. He is grateful just for the freedom that he has here in the United States, and the things that he can do, and the places that he can go with relatively ease of mind. But he still has a lot of family back in Cuba, and it's a whole different story back there. I can tell you, he is definitely not a fan of communism. It's so much different when you talk to someone face to face that grew up and has lived under those conditions. It's bad, and you can hear the great disdain and hatred he has for communism in his voice as he was telling us about his homeland and what communism has done. It's one thing to study it like I did in a textbook, completely different to live under those conditions. But he is definitely grateful for what he has. Man, oh man. We need to be thankful here in the United States. This is not a perfect system. You know, we've got a lot of chaos everywhere, but I tell you what, guys, for all of our faults, I'll take the US of A any day. Well, my friends, short vid for me anyways. Getting ready to pull in to the homestead here. Man, man, I hope you guys have a blessed rest of the week. Hopefully I'll get something out before Easter. I'll try to get together a little devotional thought on that. And stay tuned for that, my friends. Hopefully you'll see me soon. Until then, God bless you. And as always, thank you for tuning in to Once Upon a Pipe.